like a damn fool.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. My name is Connor McKenna.
I'm Rebecca Hart.
And Karl Stout.
And welcome to the podcast where the order of our introductions changes frequently. But I'm always at the start. Usually, I love when there's like a long pause between you guys. Though, is like
I know. After you said that, I tried to stop letting you have one.
So we're back with more Power Man and Iron Fist goodness. The terrific duo. And yeah, there is no Iron Fist news. I hope you guys have all picked up your Phantom Limb by now. I haven't, but I'm broke, but I will be picking it up on Wednesday. And a reminder that the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu collection with all the Iron Fist stories by Chris Claremont is out, which is all the Iron Fist stories. So definitely pick that up because that's a whole book of awesome right there. So yeah, anything I missed? What's any Iron Fist stuff that I've missed that you guys are aware of? Or
Finn's been.
Oh yeah,
got a job in a new gig. He's got a new gig.
Yeah. So good that he's getting work. Sad that it's an Iron Fist work.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
Still in
Pretty
New
much
York.
all there is to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to drop a few Iron Fist Easter eggs in the new series.
Oh, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Who's show running it? Does anyone else?
Don't remember.
Yeah, I researched it.
I didn't really look at it, to be honest. I'm glad he's getting work. I'm glad when all of them get more work because it means at least it was a step on their ladder. You know, I wouldn't want after all the furore of Iron Fist casting to mean that he. I know. I'm just saying, but the last thing I'd want is for it to affect his ability to get new jobs.
Oh no, I completely agree.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the only reason I'm raising it is because you're always worried when somebody has that kind of reaction that's totally not their fault, but whether it's gonna,
impact their career.
Else. Yeah, you don't want it to because like he did a great job as far as I'm concerned. So
definitely, yeah, and we get a TV show Danny Rand vibes in this issue as well. So, yeah, do we want to start our coverage of
yes,
this then?
let's do it.
So, we have Power Man and Iron Fist 59, published October, 1979. So we have a surprisingly basic cover.
Yeah, it is quite basic.
And if you're not reading, like, the touch dot versions in the Epic collection, Danny has, like, a green gooey aura around him.
Oh yeah, the coloring
on the
job. I don't know what the hell happened here. The color can be so tight around, his midsection down. But when it goes to the black background, it looks like I just went bleh all around him. That's just bad coloring.
Yeah.
Versus purple tight buns.
I'm not a fan of this cover. Oh, yeah, and we have Luke looking on in shock as Danny fights a mysterious assailant in a trashed office. But, yes, anyway, covers Bob Layton, but I'm not a big fan of it. How do you guys feel about
it? It's a bit meh. There's nothing really that stands out.
Nothing pops.
Yeah, it's just a very standard comic cover. It's like there's nothing that I hate about it, but there's nothing that I'd be like, yay, it's great.
No,
it's such a plain.
Isn't Bob Layton the famous inker who worked with John Byrne for like 15 plus years? And when you think of John Byrne and you think of like his primo artwork, I'm pretty sure it was Bob Layton that inked it.
I'll look it up. I don't think it was. Maybe it is Bob Layton. I can't remember. Bob Layton. But I feel like on the cover they chose the most boring setting imaginable.
Your ransacked apartment.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I couldn't find information quickly enough to follow that through right now. But yes, we have Powerman and Iron Fist. Joe Duffy, the writer, Trevor Von Eden, the penciler, Al Gordon, the inker, Diana Alvarez, letterer, George Russos, the colorist, Roger Stern, the editor, and Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. So same team as last time, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I think so.
Yeah, so the title is The Big Apple Bomber. And we have, so like the opening page is a newspaper article with the headline Big Apple Bomber, but Luke's pointing at an article angrily, and what they're looking at is, remember that slumlord from last week with our friend the Eagle that Danny and Luke were forced to work with? He got indicted by the Board of Housing. And Luke and Danny helped take him down, but they are on the front page of this paper as his employees. And Luke is not happy about that because it gives them bad rep. And he's angry, shaking the paper, but Danny's like, hey, at least it gives a good likeness.
Because Danny cares.
Yeah. And and Danny goes, I don't get it. We're not criminals. Why would a reputable paper like the Bugle print that? Bugle, reputable paper. That's funny. And doesn't Danny remember when he was on the front page of the Bugle as Kung Fu Killer in one of my favorite Iron Fist covers, I might add. So they do a bit of a recap of the last issue, Sans Eagle.
Yeah.
And they're talking with Jenny. And Jenny's like, hey, you got more, all the shady clientele will come up now because they see you're willing to work for shady people. And Luke's like, girl, if anyone loves you, it ain't for your sense of humor.
Such a dick.
So, yeah, they've gotten heaps of calls from all these shady, firms and stuff. And then Colleen walks in with a sword on her back, which is always going to be goofy to me, no matter what.
Yeah.
And she's there because, she finished work early. She thought she'd stop by. And, she's mentioning, she has the sword because she was in a tough neighborhood, feels safer with a sword than a gun. Okay. But they have dinner reservations with Danny. Just Misty, Danny, and Colleen all have dinner reservations together. Not Luke, which is kind of like
cellar.
The Ducal cellar.
Which is not in a cellar.
No, it's a very fancy joint. And it's like they didn't invite Luke, which is like, okay, I guess Colleen, Misty, and Danny go way back, but, they've been through some stuff with Luke, but...
I don't know, Luke can be kind of shitty when you take him to posh places, though.
That's a good point, yeah.
I think there have been times when he's been invited and he's been like, we just have pizza, because he's a little bit obviously feels out of place there. It makes him feel uncomfortable, so it may just be that or it could, but they do also go way back, so...
I used to be like that if I got taken somewhere really fancy and stuff, and but these days I'm like, hey, when in Rome, get me the cigars and the most expensive food you have. I'm not paying.
Yeah.
So
fair.
Enjoy life, my friends. But anyway, they get a taxi, and the taxi driver's like, oh great, weirdos coming into my taxi.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because Danny's just in the taxi in his Iron Fist outfit.
Yeah, and Colleen's got her sword.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it's not your normal taxi.
No, it is not. So that they arrive
in
at
New York.
They arrive at Danny's brownstone, and Danny, I'm assuming, gives the taxi driver a big note and tells him to keep the cash. And Colleen's like, "Hey, I thought you were learning how to manage your money." And Danny's like, "I am, but it's hard. When I was a kid, my parents had plenty of money, and no one used it when I was in Kunlun." So Danny opens the door, and a mysterious figure throws him immediately, and they start fighting. Lots of kung fu going on. Yeah. It's great.
It is great.
It's not the best kung fu panel ever, but it's pretty good.
No, but it's fun. It implies a lot of action, and Danny's going over. He's saying that they seem have a pretty good fight.
Yeah, we got round kicks. Cross blocks, there's some cool techniques there. And, Danny's like, hey, he's better than I thought, can't let my guard down once, or he'll have me. and they're like doing pseudo chops that are like breaking the walls. So it's pretty hectic fight. And then Danny gets
also all in the dark.
All in the dark. Yes, you cannot see the assailant. So Danny loses. There's a puddle of sweat on the floor, so Danny slips on it and loses his footing, and he's like, "Oh, looks like you got me."
And then Colleen gets ready to
slice him in half.
Yep.
Colleen, no, he's a friend. And she's like, "Don't worry, Danny." Oh no, Bob. The mysterious figure goes, "Don't worry, Danny, I've got it," and kicks the sword out of her hand.
Iron Fist turns on the light,
and it's Bob Diamond, who no one will recognize unless you read Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Yeah,
I love Bob Diamond. He's great.
He's
the name I go under on the Iron Fist page,
Yeah.
And he needs to make a comeback because he hasn't been in anything forever.
No.
But yeah, and so Colleen's a bit surly with him. He was like, "Better not try disarming a samurai with a kick again." And Bob's like, "Hey, I did beat you." And Danny's like, "Come on, kids, settle down,
Yeah, but he also says he beats me too when I let him.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, which implies that Danny let him win the last fight.
Well, because he doesn't use the Iron Fist on him.
No.
Which, would always give Danny the triumph anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be so unfair using the Iron Fist.
Yeah, it would. But if he was really scared and somebody jumped out at him in his apartment, and he'd been thinking he was worried about losing, he might have. But he obviously knew what was going on.
So, and it turns out Bob Diamond is a famous actor. So, and now I'm sure Mr. Man on the Town 70s Karl can answer this. Bob Diamond's pretty much Chuck Norris, right? Like who he's supposed to be? Or...
Well, technically, Iron Fist is Chuck Norris, and Shang-Chi was Bruce Lee. According to people I've talked to.
I never found anything on Iron Fist being Chuck Norris.
No, I hate Chuck Norris.
But I would say that, yes, he's a pretty much copy of Chuck now.
Yeah. He is, he was, that's not all there is to him though, because he was, as he says in these panels, he was in a team called the Sons of the Tiger. And these guys are actually relatively important in Marvel lore, or Marvel martial arts lore anyway, because that's where the White Tiger comes from.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people know who the White Tiger is. White Tiger has like all of these guys, Jade Tiger, power combined. It's a long story, but anyway, he split up from his group because there was a love affair over the chick, and he left. And yeah, so he's just hanging out with Danny and sparring with him and stuff because he needs someone who can keep up with him. Which is
that's pretty cool.
They were the Beatles, and Yoko broke them up.
I was actually thinking of the Beatles when he was talking about that. But we should get like a Sons of the Tiger movie, but done. How am I mind blanking? Spinal Tap style. That'd be great. But yeah, so Colleen's like, "You really are Bob Diamond." She's like, "I can't believe I almost cut his leg off."
Yeah.
Is she, dare I say, a bit smitten with him? I guess we'll find out soon.
But anyway, having a famous star in the same room,
I was more... Actually, that's spoilers. Spoilers. But, no.
I know.
She didn't expect to run into this really famous... God, who knows what happens in Danny's apartment? You have dragons in there, famous actors in there.
I know, you never know what you're going to find in the
little monk children from Kunlun. Who knows what's in his apartment this week? Where is our Iron Fist series? Marvel, give it to us. On more comics. Anyway, so Bob takes his leave. It doesn't pop up in the issue again. I'm just, hey, here's a new side character. That's our fight for the issue. So, spoilers again. But yeah, so Colleen, Danny, and Misty head up to the Ducal cellar.
Danny's in a red suit. Can I just point out, it's hideous.
Yeah, Danny's fashion choices are like, are they bad by 70s style, or is that just the style of the time?
I guess my uncle used to wear a lot of like and things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Possibly just the style, but they look very funny now.
Definitely. So they get their table. So this is like a big, it's a big fancy restaurant at the top of this skyscraper. There's like a huge fountain in the middle and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, Colleen's like, hey.
She's still going on about the money.
Yeah, Danny's like, I appreciate that you're trying to help me, but tonight, can't you just enjoy your dinner and let me worry about the cost? But you won't worry about it, and that's what worries me.
Whereas Misty threatens to go to Burger King.
She's like, shut up.
Yeah. We're with Misty on this one. Just shut up.
I'm with it. It's like, yeah, I don't care. Just eat the food. Like,
just food, please.
You're not going to comment that this restaurant's on top of a skyscraper. Danny says he's here for the view and asks what the area with the green cloud is, and they say New Jersey.
Yeah. It's a great New York joke.
Oh, because there's like a rivalry, right, between New Yorkers and Jersey people?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll add this to my knowledge base. Anyway. So, who's this? Could it be?
Oh, bless my lucky charms.
Our favourite IRA terrorist.
Yep. Oh, Danny, look. No, he's not calling Danny, but his unmistakable bush of red hair is off to the side. And Danny recognizes him. Yeah, and he's like, oh, let me in. I'm here to see the Helwani ambassador. We talked about Helwani a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And Danny's like, Alvin Connor, Danny, I'm so pleased to see you. He doesn't say my best friend, which is weird, or me best friend, but yes. Now, I'm allowed to make fun of the Irish because I'm an Irish citizen, so I'm pulling that card. But anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah, lad, it's just like a miracle. Just when I need a friend, there ye are. And Danny's like, oh, come sit with us. You know, Colleen Wing and Misty Knight. You remember Misty? Yeah, I do. And Misty's just staring daggers at him. And
she's
Alan's
definitely
like
throwing on the stink eye in that panel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, I'm just going to leave and find the ambassador. All right, see you, Alan. So the whole thing with Alan, because it's been a long, long time since we covered him, his backstory is like he was IRA, but he was a bomber, but he never wanted to kill anyone, which was, you know, like he'd always set off non-lethal bombs or whatever, which is, it's stupid, but just roll with it, because it establishes him as a quote-unquote good but misguided person. And then he set a bomb off and it actually killed people. So he ran away from the IRA because he didn't like their methods. And so he's not... Yeah, we say he's an IRA bomber, but he's not like an IRA bomber that kills people.
He's not an active IRA bomber.
Terrorist. No, yeah. In fact, they were trying to kill him.
But to be fair, some people would say that membership of the IRA is...
I'm not... He is a complete moron. He's an absolute moron, but his heart was in the right place. He's misguided. So... That's what his character's supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
And Misty hates him because
when she met him, she was a cop. So
yeah, and the big thing is her arm got blown off by a bomb.
Yeah.
So you know, she's like, he's a murderer. Then he's like, no, he's not. And they argue about it a bit. It will be a source of tension for the next few issues. And Yeah. She starts having a go at him, and then kaboom! There's a huge explosion.
Yep.
And everything's on fire.
Window gets blown out.
Alan's like, no, my best friend's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Holy mother of mercy.
Yeah, so the bomb was like professionally planted because all the stairs and doors are blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
Misty's having like miniature flashbacks, and she imagines, yeah, and this dude tries to jump out the window, but luckily Danny catches him.
Yeah.
he panics straight away. He's like, "No, I'm out of here."
Yeah. His first thought is, "I'll just jump."
Is that like a toupee he has falling off?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's an odd detail, but you know. So Danny and Colleen are trying to calm the crowd. This is before Danny was able to sort of Jedi mind trick everyone, but
watch the pretty lights.
So, you know, Colleen's like, so far so good, but what happens if they start shoving before the rescue squad try to get here? Speaking of rescue squad, Luke's playing cards with our favourite sidekick, DW.
Yep.
And no, that doesn't stand for Darkwing.
Oh.
That was a good cartoon.
I thought you were talking about someone else. But,
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck. My wings are like a thing of steel. Sheet
I
of
was
steel.
Of an edgy 90s Marvel character that didn't last long. It's called, okay. Anyway, so Luke hears on the radio that the Ducal planet, the palace is blown up. Stella, yeah. So he goes over because Danny's there, my friends are there, you know, and DW gives him money for the taxi.
Yeah.
I feel like Luke would have some money at this point.
Yeah, you'd like to think he's been earning some, but maybe he's just got more petty cash on him from the cinema. Whatever.
That's true, yeah, because those last few jobs did pay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Luke heads over there, and our favourite Irishman comes over, and he's like, "Oh, my friends are up there. You're Power Man, aren't you? You got to get them out." "I'll do what I can." Very stoic, Luke. It's our favourite incompetent cop, Lieutenant Scarf, who's there, because he's always there. So he mentions that the bomb was planned by a pro, so Luke heads up. Danny and Colleen are trying to look after everyone. A lot of people going into shock. There's smoke everywhere. Not a good situation. Misty lifts up a pillar with her bionic arm.
Yeah.
And Colleen, I love this line from Colleen. "Danny, you're a superhero. Can't you get us out of here?" It's like, "Colleen, I'm not the Human Torch. I don't dare use the power of my iron fist to break through the floor. I could hit a gas main and... you know, it hasn't stopped him before, but...
Yeah, but he's being sensible now, maybe.
Yeah. There's a big thump from the wall, and bang, becomes the MVP of the story, Luke.
Dropping a whole section of the wall. Not even making a hole, taking the entire wall out.
Yeah. He's got precision. So Luke's like, you know...
He's great.
I'll make an entrance instead of, using him in like he...
We got some good Luke monologue here. Expected someone else, heard your accents were blocked, decided to make some new ones.
Yeah, it's
Afraid
a great
this
line.
ain't one of them, though. Elevator's jammed. As soon as I hit the floor, guess the safety controls I overrided finally kicked in too well. Anyway, Scarf and his boys are one floor below, waiting to give him the word to come up.
I love Danny's face in this panel.
Danny's face changes so much from page to page.
I know, right?
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy my disco music last episode?
Yeah.
Good. It's like, maybe I should just play disco music all the time in these issues. But anyway, so Luke lifts up the fountain, and Danny's like, "Heart of the Dragon! I'm so shocked that he can do that thing that I've seen him do so much." He just, I guess it is abrupt. He just exclaims because Luke just lifts up the fountain and he puts all the fire out, because that is a lot of water.
Yeah, it is.
Couldn't Danny use the iron fist on the side of the fountain?
They get everyone. They get everyone up. Everyone gets out. Everyone's fine. No one dies. Colleen's coughing up a bit of smoke, but you know. And Daddy boy, heaven be praised. Never thought I'd see you alive again. Power Man, I don't know how to thank you. It was nothing. And Scarf was like, Misty, how are you? I'm fine, Rafe, and I know who blew up the restaurant. Get ready to make her arrest, because there's your bomber. And
Misty.
shocked look from Danny. Colleen looks like she still has smoke in her lungs, and Luke's like, huh? So brilliant detective work, Misty.
Luke looks like he's afraid of the finger. Not that finger.
It's like, Alan, yes, he's definitely a good suspect because he used to be a bomber, and a bomb went off. But it does not automatically mean he did it. You're supposed to be a detective, Misty. But I'm sorry, I'll stop with the Misty stuff for now.
Well, you won't. But that's I like Misty, and I don't really care.
I know. I'm the only Iron Fist fan on the planet who doesn't like Misty Knight. Well, actually, I like her in the.
I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure that's not true.
I'm the only one I've come across.
Yeah, but I do disagree.
That she's jumping to conclusions.
You've got some like getting him arrested and brought in for questioning doesn't necessarily mean sentencing him.
Right.
I know, but
I agree she is, but yes, but in her defense,
he's a bomber, and a bomb went off.
He's a bomber from a terrorist organization, and she's just had a massive PTSD flashback.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And it's a comic.
True. They had to have the dramatic ending.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree that she's jumping to conclusions. However, I'm just saying that it's not a this is something Misty does all the time to me thing. So
yeah, I don't think this was a bad issue to read. I mean, technically, it was kind of bad with like the artwork and coloring all over the place. Mm-hmm. And the cover wasn't great, but I enjoyed reading through the issue. I really liked Bob Diamond, even though he had like an awkward monologue about his whole backstory. Yeah. And I liked, I really liked Luke coming in and saving the day. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's just lifting up a fountain, I don't know, it just doesn't get old when he does stuff like that. So, yeah. What do you guys think?
I know, it was definitely a decent issue. I mean, not a super lot happened, but it's going with the storylines that have been set up. It's not a one-shot.
Yeah, it's a big continuing, I don't want to say big continuing story, but like it has a lot of plot threads that continue through with the character relationships and stuff.
Right.
And this run, like as like Alan is from Iron Fist run, so this is continuing an Iron Fist plot line right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a definite start of an arc storyline. Yeah. But I like seeing them off duty a little bit. Like we've just seen them do a few jobs. It's kind of nice to like catch up with something. Get the new side character of Bob, because it is. I mean, like, I don't know. Are we going spoilery or not? I guess. I mean, they're all common.
How spoilery?
Well, let's not say anything else then.
Okay,
it's a good introduction to Bob. It's nice to check in with DW. It has a kind of like, yes, nothing particularly great happens in the issue, and it is a little bit like, it's the art's all over the place, but I like
set
it.
Up. Yeah. So next episode will be the next issue.
Manifesto. Dun, dun, dun.
Unless there is like a new Iron Fist series or something that comes out, that'll almost certainly be our next episode. That will be up next week.
Well, next month is the crazy crossover, right? With Thor and everybody.
Yeah.
Iron Fist got a sword.
Depends how much Iron Fist is in that, really.
Rebecca,
has anything happened with the War of the Realms?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, sorry, that's the one you... Sorry, I thought you were talking about something in the old one. It starts in April, I think. So we've got a little while. They're still just building up to it in the Thor comics and Avengers comics. So, I guess we'll get some new solicitations in the next couple of weeks. They usually like towards the middle to the end of the month. and we'll see. But he's definitely in that Land of the Giants one with Cap and Luke and Spidey and Wolverine.
Snicked.
Yeah.
Cool. So, well then, I hope you guys enjoy listening. We're getting these out pretty frequently. They're a bit shorter because they're not big heavy hitter issues, but maybe when we get more time, we'll start just combining 2 issues into 1 episode.
Yeah,
have a bit longer episodes.
We've been having it harder time to get us all together. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So until next time, may your
apartment never be filled with Bob Diamond.
Yes, because I don't want that at all.
Kick you in the head before you turn the lights on.
Yeah. He'll be in my house and he'll be expecting Danny, but it'll just be me, so I'll just get my head kicked off straight away. Oh, this isn't Danny Rand's house. I shouldn't just attack people who come in, but yeah. All right. So, see ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast. Our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl. Just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section, and last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. I'd like to thank Thomas Tissot for composing the Iron Fist theme song we use at the start of our Iron Fist episodes on the podcast. I'd also like to thank Peter John Sikosky for composing the Power Man and Iron Fist theme we use at the start of our Power Man and Iron Fist episodes. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.